Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of SnowRunner. You join me today down at the sawmill because today is the day that we tackle one of these big logging contracts, and as you can see I've done a little bit of the setup. We've got the Royal BM to our left there with really cool trailer and truck setup. I'm very interested to see how that one goes. That looks really awesome. And we've got the Chevy Kodiak here with the double medium log trailer on the back. Now I will be honest, this one has been struggling empty. I don't hold much hope for this, but I'm going to try it anyway. Worst case scenario, we've got the ANK somewhere that we can use to go and tow this out of any predicament that it's in. But the job that we're doing is called Timber for the Locals, and it requires 3 long logs, which is what the Royal BM has. Well, it's got one of them. To go to the lumber mill, which is easy enough, a bit repetitive, bit of a journey, but doable. We've got to deliver 3 medium logs to the farm and 3 medium logs to the town storage. Seems easy enough. So 3 runs in each truck. It's going to be a bit of a long one, this one, but I'll try and edit it down so that it's not too bad to watch. But let's first of all see if we can even dig ourselves out of this sawmill now that it's raining. And like I said, this Chevy was struggling, and that was when it was empty, in the dry. It's a very, very big trailer. This is the same trailer that I used in Alaska on the Royal BM, and it managed just fine, but this is the truck with 5th wheel, so I don't really want to change that if I can avoid it. I would like the ANK to do this, but you can't. That's not ideal. Let's try and get back onto the road here. This might call for some low range diff lock. In fact, it absolutely does. That's definitely not a good start. Like I said, I don't hold much hope for this because the truck is very much struggled with the empty trailer, and now the trailer is very heavy. So we'll see how we get on. I would like to just kind of persevere, force it to work, but that doesn't always go to plan. The steering is extremely light. I have a force feedback steering wheel, and well, front wheels are not really on the ground the majority of the time here by the looks of it. But once we get out of the sawmill and onto the road, it should be easy enough. Now, we don't currently have a truck capable of lifting the logs if we do lose them. Worst case scenario, I think, if the Chevy just simply can't do this, then what I'll end up doing is I'll probably pop into Alaska and pick up the Tiger, because it absolutely will do this. We are wheeling everywhere. And we have to do this 3 times. Once the trailer is off the dirt, there we are. Back into auto. We should be okay now. I am going to deliver to the farm first of all. See how we get on with that. And then we'll worry about the town storage. I know that I can get to all of these places easy enough, but it's whether or not the truck can actually do it. Now, I dreaded this mission years ago. I really did not like this one because it's a long one. I'll be transparent. This is not a quick task like in the last episode where we managed to do 3 in such a short space of time. This one is going to take a good bit of time. So if you're playing this game and have a little bit of free time, maybe find another contract to do. Of course, you can't stop midway through contracts. It does save your progress. You don't have to complete a contract in a single play session. But if, like me, you like to finish what you start when you start it, this one I expect is going to take a bit more than an hour. But I'll let you guys know at the end how long it took. I've got the little timer going on the recording software anyway, so that will tell me how long it's taking this episode. It took me about 15 minutes to do the setup, but that's not necessarily relevant. We hit a little bit of dirt and the truck goes, nope, need a nap. Now the other thing that's worth pointing out, even though I will cut out most of the journeys, every gas station I pass I will be stopping at. Let's do low range diff lock again. A feature that the Royal BM does not have and did not need in Alaska. I think that settles the question as to whether or not it's a superior truck. It absolutely is. This truck is extremely light in the front axle. The steering wheel is more like a suggestion than anything else. Only being a single axle rear end on the truck probably isn't helping things either. If it was a dual axle, it would be better. Dual axle with dual wheels, I think would be a lot better off, but we don't have that. We have this. And it's not the easiest thing. It is a struggle, but this game's not meant to really be that easy, so I don't mind that too much. Here we go, coming up to more dirt. See if we can manage to make it through this little section of dirt without the truck crying about it. But it's the middle of the week. How has your week been so far? Let me know in the comments if you've been up to anything exciting this week, or is there anything this coming weekend that you're looking forward to? What's going on in your guys' lives? Let me know down below. I'm going to start a new feature on the channel where I do read the comments out as well, so if you leave me a comment on any of the videos this week, keep an eye out in future videos because I will get to them. I used to do that back in the Motortown days, but kept having issues with being able to actually get to the comment section, which is not fun, but that seems to have resolved itself now. It was a weird bug that I had with my YouTube studio. It's now fixed. The helpful people over at YouTube helped me figure that one out. This is not a track I know particularly well, so I don't know what it's actually like. My biggest concern is I have to come back up this track when I'm empty, and it's not much easier to drive this truck empty than full. But for those of you wondering if this is worth it, yes it is. This is over $20,000 we will get for doing this task, so it is 100% worth the effort that you put in. The farm is a little bit muddy, and this truck doesn't like dirt, let alone mud, so try and pick a convenient route here. And we're still in automatic, so it's doing okay. Here we are. First two dropped off. And I mean, it was a struggle. We did get there in the end. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back the exact same route that we just came down and load this up with another 2 logs. Didn't even know that was a camera option. That's quite cool. Switching cameras causes it to stall. But I'll head back, stopping at the fuel station on the way back out as well. And we'll load up again and grab the next 2. I'll see you guys back up at the sawmill. Okay, that has been an absolute slog, and being completely transparent, it is about 2.5 hours after the last cut. This has been through an entire tank of fuel getting out of that sawmill. I also had to bring the ANK down to assist, and even that struggled. For some reason, this load of logs seems to weigh 10 times as much as that first one, and I just could not get this out of the sawmill. It was quite the struggle, and now we are running very low on fuel. Hopefully we have enough to make it to the gas station. If not, the ANK is down at the sawmill. We can always bring it up, but it's going to be close. It is going to be close to get to this gas station. Really, really close in fact. Not sure if we're even going to make it at all. But like I said, if we don't, we'll bring the ANK over, steal some fuel out of it, and fill up completely at the gas station. One of these sets of logs is to go to the farm, the other one is to go to the town storage. The other issue I've got is the other truck, the Royal BM, is currently sitting almost on its side. Yeah, if we get stuck here, we are not making it to the gas station. The mud just seems to be so much deeper on this run for some reason. Yeah, I think that's us. I think we're stuttering for fuel now. You can see just how much harder it is this time around, for whatever reason, but it's a bit in vain. We've now not got enough fuel to make the gas station, even though it is just round the corner. But if you've never run out of fuel in SnowRunner, I'll show you what actually happens. Nothing overly dramatic. Less than 10 litres of fuel now. So the truck starts to run slowly and then starts coughing. If we make it, I will be shocked. Try to use as little throttle as possible. I think we're going to run out annoyingly close. Just coast down this hill. I can actually see the gas station, it's just at the top of the screen there. And that's us. We just lose all drive, get this weird stutter that goes on, and then out of fuel. It won't let us start the truck again. So I'll jump into the ANK, which it itself could be doing with a bit of a top up. We'll get that truck to the gas station. I'll bring you guys back when we're at the farm. Okay, slowly dredging our way through the farm here. We did get fuel. The ANK is also fueled up and now at the gas station. I have a feeling we're going to need it again for this, just as a support vehicle. Hopefully not for this particular run though, but for the next one potentially. I don't know how the Royal BM is going to cope with the mud. It does tend to do better than this. This truck does struggle. I knew it would be a bit of a hassle, but we're managing, we're getting there. Slowly, very slowly. Obviously this will take half of the weight off the truck, which is no bad thing. And luckily it took it off the very back of the trailer. We would definitely be better suited to a twin axle truck. This one's, it just sinks, that's all. It's for the flatbed cargo trailer that I usually use. It's perfect for that. It really is very good at doing that. It's probably not going to be used for the logs for the other contracts, but we will persevere with it this time round. But that is the farm with all their logs that they require. Now we have 3 to deliver to town storage and 3 to deliver to the lumber mill. Now this will be the first of the 3 to the town storage. One more run and then we don't have to use this truck anymore and we'll be on to the Royal BM. But we've seen this road 1,000,001 times up to the town, so I'll bring you guys back when we're dropping this first lot off. Okay, now we need to navigate this awkward, irritating trailer into the town storage here. I say awkward and irritating, I do like this trailer. There we are, finally empty. We did also get fuel on the way as well, and that's something we'll do constantly, with the exception of on the way back here. We have literally just got fuel. We'll have enough on an empty run to get to the gas station where the ANK is. But I'll go back there to the sawmill, pick up the last 2 logs, and I'll bring you guys back when we're dropping them off back up here at the town. Okay, here we are, just pulling in with the final 2 medium logs. Just make it round these corners. This truck is taking a major beating on the way here. But there we go. Now we just have 3 large, well, long logs to deliver to the lumber mill, which should be easy enough with the Royal BM, but this truck needs to make its way back down to the garage. It's in need of repair and possibly an upgrade, and I don't want to sell this trailer off because we will need it for other jobs, so I'll park it up down at the garage and get this truck seen to, and I'll bring you guys back at the sawmill where we jump into the Royal BM. Okay, here we are in the Royal BM, freshly uprighted, because I did accidentally pull it over and we're immediately stuck. It has sat here for quite some time now, a good few hours, sort of slowly sinking in the mud. Now this truck does not have a diff lock on it, but it does have twin axles, and of course the load that it's got is just 1 instead of the Chevy's 2 that it was carrying, so this one will hopefully go a little bit easier. But it is raining, as it always is in Michigan, but this truck has never let me down before. It's a very capable truck, as you can see, so I don't anticipate really much issue with this one. The biggest problem we'll have is stability, because it is a raised truck, which allows me to have the bigger wheels, but it does make it somewhat unstable. And this trailer, if you've never seen this trailer before, this trailer is awesome. I'll show you what it does when we get to the lumber mill. It's my new favourite toy. It comes as part of a kit with the frame that's on the truck there, but we'll talk more about that when we get this load dropped off. And you can see just how much more capable this truck is. Still wheelies, logs are still heavy, there's no getting around that at all, but this truck just sort of laps it up, just no issue for it at all. Now the downside is we do have 3 loads to do with this. Now we had 3 loads in the Kodiak, but that was to 2 locations, so there was a little bit of difference there with we only really had 2 loads to do to each place. This time it is unfortunately 3 loads to 1 location, but we're not going to have any issues at all. This first time round I am going to take the main road down because I'd like to get some fuel, but we don't always have to go this way. There is other ways we can go because we have built bridges and the likes. There is actually a shortcut, and I think if any truck is capable of taking that shortcut, it's this one. The AMK could do it, but it can't take this trailer. It in fact can't take any frame changes at all, which is a little bit of a limitation on that truck's part, but it's still a very good truck. I do like the Royal BM. I'd like to get the equivalent of this from here, and I'm not entirely sure what that is, but it's also worth noting this is episode 50, which is a bit of a milestone episode. Now, although I'm not doing it in this episode, I will be getting some DLCs for this game, so from episode 51 there will be new trucks. That's a large rock. There will be some new trucks. Now I think, now don't hold me to this, but I think what happens is when you have a DLC you get the trucks from that DLC for free. I'm not 100% sure. If that is the case, we will have some nice new shiny toys to play with, and free trucks are awesome, and I'm certainly not going to say no to them. But of course they're paid for with real life money in a sense. It's not something I really like doing in games, but it does also open up new content as well, which is something I'm particularly excited about. So we will have those to play with in the next episode, which is absolutely fantastic. There we are, all fueled up. Full tank will be plenty for where we're going. More than enough, in fact. Don't hit that pole every single time I come out of there, and I still hit it. Logs are very heavy. They cause your steering axle to lift off the ground when you first set off. It's also worth noting that the Chevy Kodiak is now parked up down at the garage. The trailer is also down there. The Kodiak went into the garage, got repaired, and I also did an engine change on it, because in, I think the last episode, we picked up an upgrade part that gave us an upgraded engine for that. It's now installed. It doesn't give it a massive upgrade, but it is the better engine for that truck, so we will have to test that out. Would have maybe been worth doing that before taking on this contract, but it's fine, it's done now. The Kodiak can rest. Don't go off the road. Sure, a lamppost makes for a good alternative to brakes. Corner's tighter than I actually thought it was, even though I have just used this road. But we'll get this dropped off at the lumber mill, and I'll probably do the second load entirely off camera and bring you guys back for the third load, but we'll do the first run there and back, sort of in this section of the video, so you can see what this trailer can do, because it's really, really cool. Maybe I'm just fascinated by it because it's not something I've noticed before. For all I know, this could be like a vanilla truck, no DLC or anything like that. Could have been available from day one, but I don't remember it. I came across it this morning and thought, oh, I'll try that, and was fascinated by it. It's very foggy, very dark. When we drop this off, I will change the time of day back to the morning, just so the video's not too dark. I won't fall down that hill either. So we've been through what I believe to be the worst of this run already. Little patches of mud here and there. We do have a river to drive through, but nothing too concerning. This is the bouncy road. There's the little river we drive through there. I could put the lights on the truck, but it doesn't seem too dark on the recording screen. It's very dark for me on the screen that I actually play the game on, but the recording screen is still okay. You'll have to let me know in the comments if it is too dark when it's this sort of time at night, how it looks over on YouTube. There is the lumber mill coming into view, and we've got a ditch to drive through here. You can sometimes damage your truck if you hit it too fast. Not something we need to worry about. We've got the race suspension that makes up for that. This lumber mill can sometimes be a challenge in itself, but not for this. So what this truck can do is fold up. It makes the truck extremely top heavy, but it's cool. Let me just make it daytime. Look how cool that is. You give your trailer a piggyback ride. Is that not just the coolest trailer you've seen? Or is it just me? Am I fanboying over a trailer that is old news these days? Only just make it around that corner. We would never have made it around there with the trailer. But because the truck is shortened, we can take really any road we want back. The only thing we really have to concern ourselves with is how top heavy it is. As you can imagine, we are carrying an entire trailer on the back of the truck, on top of the truck, so it's going to be a bit wobbly, a bit tippy, but hopefully we don't find just how top heavy it is. This is a slightly different shortcut that you can take. I've taken it before on an earlier episode, not with logs mind you, but if you're daring, oh, that's how top heavy it is. Well, that puts that fun to bed, unfortunately. I'll go and get the A&K, operate this, and I'll bring you guys back when we're down, well, back at the lumber mill with load number 3. Okay, just turning into the lumber mill road for the third and final time. This truck's taken a bit of a beating in the process of this as well. And for those of you wondering, the recording did get interrupted, so I don't have an exact time. But I'd say it's taken about 2 hours. A lot of that was messing around with flipping trucks back upright and getting trucks unstuck. But and obviously it does take a little bit longer to do things when you're recording than it does if you're just playing by yourself. But about 2 hours or so, I'd say is about where this mission is. It pays pretty well, but not fantastically so. You'll see it just in a second when we complete this. It does pay okay. I can't complain, to be perfectly honest. But it is a long one, and there is more of these long ones to do. Log missions do tend to be a bit more, you know, a bit longer. But that's okay, because as we've seen in yesterday's episode, you get missions that take 5 minutes, and you get missions that take 2 hours, and that's what I think really fleshes this game out. It's got the variety there. If you've got a bit of free time and want to play SnowRunner, you can do that. If you've got a lot of free time and want to play SnowRunner, you can do that. Or you can break it up. You can do a load of these logs, go and do a different mission, go and do something else, and come back to this. It's entirely up to you. But there we go, $22,450 puts us up to $176,000 in total, and another 2,000 experience, which is absolutely awesome. But that is unfortunately all I have time for this episode, with the interruptions I had to this recording session. I started this recording at 8 o'clock this morning. It is currently 1:15, so that's a bit of a recording session there. So I have unfortunately ran out of time. But if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, you can of course subscribe. You can also ring that bell notification as well, that way you get notified of all upcoming videos that come out. And you can also join me over on Discord. The link to Discord is in the video description, and I will be back tomorrow with another episode of SnowRunner, this time with some DLCs. So we'll have some nice new shiny trucks to check out, and I'm personally very excited for that. But I'll see you guys there. Thank you all very kindly for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.